We had some unseeded teams hanging tough today. A huge upset already in the books. And tonight it's about the former champs. And we open up with Arizona and Alabama. And for the appropriate flavor, the voice of Olympian Kat Osterman.
Greatness is a sacred thing. It's not blue or pink. It's a storm that breaks inside the soul of a true believer.
There is no doubt for the Dukes. They're going to the Women's College World Series.
We've been hungry, starving, while the field stood empty. Insatiable, focused, and dangerous. This day is an arrival point, a rebirth long in the making.
Unseeded, unfazed, Georgia is moving on.
Greatness is a sacred thing. It's not you or me, it's us. Welcome to the 2021 Women's College World Series.
Patiently, quietly, faithfully, worship me.
Welcome to the NCAA Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. And welcome back home to Hall of Fame Stadium after missing out on the fun a year ago. The family is back together in Oklahoma City. It is opening day of the Women's College World Series. And of course, we've already had some fireworks in town. Just the second time ever an unseed has upset a top seed as JMU got its first ever win here at the World Series, and Oklahoma State holding on a squeaker as they beat Georgia. Our doubleheader tonight, Arizona, Alabama, and then later on the defending champs from 2019, the UCLA Bruins, and the 2018 champs, Florida State. It is a night of champions. All four of these programs have hung World Series banners, and in the case of UCLA and Arizona, 20 of the 38 softball titles are in Tucson and Westwood. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Oklahoma City. I'm Beth Mullins along with our gold medal crew. We've got Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, along with Holly Rowe. We start out with Arizona and Alabama, and let's talk Tide, Smitty, because they are rolling into town with an 18-game win streak and the SEC's player and pitcher of the year.
Well, anytime you're on a win streak, you've got to have a great arm in the circle and big bats to put runs up on the board, and that's exactly what Bama has with Hemphill and Fouts. Fouts has been dominating this year, over 300 strikeouts. She's 11-0 in that win streak, and her teammate, her battery mate, Hemphill, she's just been outstanding. 62 home runs on the year. That is a Bama record. This is a very good Tide offense with a lot of speed, hitting for average. They like to play the short game, but very strong all the way around.
Eight-time champ Arizona arrives amidst a lot of rumors about a possible retirement for Mike Candrea, the winningest coach in softball history. One thing we know, and one of his legacies will always be, Jess, a power lineup at the World Series.
And he's got it again. We've got two of the best power hitters in the country, led by Deja Mulipolo, who leads all of the Pac-12 with 21 home runs this season. And Jessie Harper in this lineup, she's chasing one of the biggest records of all time. Yes, it's the home run record set at 95 by Lauren Chamberlain. She's got a career 91 home runs. That's your 3-4 hitter in this lineup.
It's a packed house. It's the SEC and the Pac-12 getting set to raise a ruckus at the Women's College World Series. The starting lineup is brought to you by Capital One, and we begin with the 11 seed Arizona Wildcats. A lot of power in this lineup. Check out Charlize Palacios, the numbers in the NCAA tournament. 5-0 for the Cats. She's hit 3 home runs and driven in 13. And a big job protecting Harper and Mulipola in the lineup. And how about the year for Montana Fouts? 25-3, including 11 straight wins.
Yeah, she's got 20 games with double-digit strikeouts, 14 of those against ranked teams. She is powerful in the circle, a whip below 1.
The 3-seed tied SEC tournament champs before hosting regionals and supers to advance. And Janelle Mionio, the left fielder, will open things up. Just a freshman, but she was the Pac-12 batting champ this year at over 400. Janelle out of Hacienda Heights, California, has the benefit of working with one of the best short gamers of all time, assistant coach Caitlin Lowe, the former Olympian and former Arizona national champion. Batting .421 in the postseason and really setting the table for the big hitters behind her as the home runs have started to come in bunches.
Well, and what she's got is what you need against Montana Fouts. Hand-eye coordination, being able to see the ball for a long period of time because she's a short gamer, and just put the ball in play.
Two and two to Janelle, a third-team All-American, and is flirting with the best Pac-12 freshman season at the plate since Stacy Newman, the Olympian back in the late 90s. Grounded to short, Taylor Clark is there, one down. How about a Fouts scout?
Well, one of the reasons she's so dominating is the way she can move the ball through the zone. It's a rise ball up. It gets underneath your hands and into your eyes. Look at the way she's going to rip this pitch out, really burns it off the fingertips for that late, sharp break. But hey, you can't discount that down pitch. She's got a good drop ball she'll throw outside, and it's velo. It's 71 miles an hour, so she locates, she's got velo, and she moves it through the zone.
Cats start out with a couple of lefties at the top. Reina Caranco, she was the Pac-12's batting champ a couple years ago, has overcome broken hands on 2 occasions, one of those earlier this year. Her numbers have not quite been the same since she's come back.
Her bat just hasn't been as quick, and she's had the 2 hand injuries, one earlier this year, and does a good job with the short game, but hasn't been the same hitter to all fields that we saw a couple years back.
Down 0-2, got her upstairs, 2 down.
Well, and that's the explosive rise ball that Montana Fouts can throw up at your eyes. So look at the way she's going to paint this on the inside corner. It bleeds back over the plate. It's elevated, and she just gets Caranco to swing right through this. Really good rotation. Nice movement, late and sharp.
4th in the country in strikeouts, but number 1 amongst the active pitchers still around here at the World Series with over 300 on the season. Ooh. And the first matchup here of All-Americans as she faces Jessie Harper, who steps into the batter's box with the 91 career home runs, a couple already in the postseason. One more would move her into a second-place tie all-time with former Katiana Mauga at 92.
Jessie likes a little bit of everything. She knows she's a bad ball hitter. She can hit pitches out of the zone. Montana Fouts doing a good job of setting it up early, but you know they're going to try to get her to chase out of the strike zone. Really the only way to get Jessie Harper out.
And Jess, isn't that how you want to get big, powerful hitters? You want them to chase pitches that are so elevated that they can't reach them. Like that last pitch, that's where Montana Fouts needs to live if she can continue to get Harper and company to swing at that pitch.
Right back up top. Another penthouse rise, Smitty. Side retired.
So Fouts using that rise ball as the setup, really elevated up in the eyes of Harper. Look at where this is, the velocity over 70 miles an hour. Then she brings it down a little bit and deuces the strikeout. 2 big Ks on the inning for Fouts.
Starting lineups brought to you by Capital One for the 3-seed Crimson Tide of Alabama. The key during this 18-game winning streak, the entire lineup is producing. None better than Savannah Woodard. 15 runs batted in to lead the team. They have not lost since they dropped a game to Florida in mid-April. And come in on a tear to face Hannah Bowen out in the circle for Arizona. This was still a two-way player early in the season, Michelle. She has emerged as their go-to at the end of the year.
Well, part of the reason she is the go-to is because she is consistent, and that's what you need in the postseason. She's going to throw a curveball and a rise ball combination where she dances it through the zone, again getting up into the eyes, but look at the way she uses the edges, and that's really what it's all about with Bowen. A great defender herself, so look for her to try to control the game in the circle.
One of our 42 cameras on hand here at the Women's College World Series, bringing you every pitch from every game. It's opening night. Double elimination. The best of three championship series gets underway Monday night. Alexis Mack drops down the bunt. One down. Good coverage from Carly Scoopin down at first. And so here is Bailey Hemphill, the newly minted home run queen in Alabama history, surpassing the U.S. Olympian Kelly Crutchman during the postseason. That capped off her year where she won SEC Player of the Year honors. She's been walked quite a bit, guys, and for a power hitter, rarely strikes out. Terrific eye at the plate. And just like with Jessie Harper on the other side, when you're chasing legends and chasing home run records, patience truly is a virtue, and Bailey has learned to live with a lot of pitches that nibble on the corners. If that takes a strike there, 2-1.
Well, and taking the pitches that she's not going to drive. I mean, a changeup off the plate gets called a strike. I mean, that's not a ball that she's going to be able to drive into a gap over the wall. She knows her zone. She looks for it. She doesn't get it, she'll take her base.
One of the great power hitters in SEC history. Even though things have changed over the years, her game plan has not, guys. It's all about smoke the middle, is what she likes to remind herself when she steps into the box. And she'll draw the walk here. So a one-out base runner. And this is where Kaylee Tao has thrived as her protection in the 3 spot. Senior from Madisonville, Kentucky, is batting .417 with 11 RBI after a Hemphill walk during their win streak.
But those numbers start over now. Once you get to the World Series, I get it, there's been a ton of at-bats that Bailey Hemphill has walked, but now that will be the plan until Alabama can beat the teams that are trying to walk Hemphill ahead of her.
Three-time All-American, a third-teamer this year. She and the Alabama upperclassmen were here at the World Series a couple of years ago, reached the semifinals. She does have a home run on this field. Got it against arch rival Florida. Of course, the undertones here, guys, the Pac-12, the dominant force. They've won 24 of the 38 national championships, but it has really been the emergence of the SEC in the last 20 years that has helped springboard the sport to new heights. And it is Alabama in 2012 and Florida back-to-back in 14 and 15 that really solidified this rivalry, I think probably amongst fans more than anything. Yeah. They love these head-to-heads.
Old versus new. Pat's not that new, but you look at Mike Candrea, 37 years.
And that is a great eye and a great take by Tao.
Here's a look at the winningest coach of all time, and also the best on this turf with the 8 national championships. It is the 30th anniversary of Arizona's very first one. It is also, you ready to feel old? It is also the 20th anniversary of Jenny Finch's undefeated national championship season when she went 32-0 in 2001. And another one that will get out of play. Cameron Ellison is our home plate umpire. Jim Bertuzzi, Tanya Gehrig, Liz Hammerschmidt on the bases. We're also thrilled to have Christy Cornwell on board throughout the World Series as our rules analyst. Maybe popping in with us from time to time. Has worked 3 World Series. These umpires, you know, when they retire, they love to start chatting. Fun fact from Christy, she was the plate umpire in the Dancing in the Rain Alabama National Championship in 2012. So there you go.
There you go.
Heck of a battle to both Bowen and Tao. Bowen's given her just about everything. She spotted off.
And another. The 11th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Walks, and that will push Hemphill into scoring position. Janet Johnson is the designated player in the 4 spot, the sophomore out of Franklin, Tennessee. She's been the starter as the designated player since the beginning of May. She started out the season in the outfield and then got knocked out of the lineup for a while. And her bat has been a big positive the last month. 333 average in the NCAA tournament.
Woo. Nice curveball on the outside corner. And a Bowen going back to that corner away from the righties, using that pitch to really work the edge and run it.
0-2 just off the outside edge, pop it in there at 67 miles an hour.
Seeing 2 pitches, Smitty, 2 pitchers already in this game, just using the top half of the zone with all their pitches almost.
Well, it's interesting, too, because Bowen typically does not throw this hard, high 60s, right? She is juiced up, and sometimes when you do that, you throw through your spin, right? So it's more velo than movement, and that curveball, when it was dipping down to about 66, 67 miles an hour, she had a little more bend on it. So it'll be interesting as this game goes on, see where the velo may dip and the movement may start to run more.
Through the left side, Hemphill will have to hold it. Third ball is bobbled. Bailey will head for home. The throw hits her on the way to the plate, and Alabama is on the board.
So a pitch on the over the plate. It's actually a changeup on a 1-2 count. I'm actually surprised that they came back to this pitch when the curveball was popping on that outside corner, and Johnson just grabs it, throws it into the outfield, and then coming in, the throw from Mioño is going to hit Bailey Hemphill on the back. A little bobble as she goes to throw it. Hemphill takes off, it hits her in the back. And so they're going to call that an E7 with a single for Johnson.
It was actually almost going to be an advantage that Mioño had that because she dropped it. They were going to hose her at home plate because Hemphill had completely stopped. She was only 3 feet from the bag, but then the ball hit her in the back. Great break for Alabama.
Oh, and Bailey picking up a cut on the slide into home. They'll patch that up.
Watch Bailey Hemphill. She gets held up at third base, and then once the ball is bobbled, look at, she is completely stopped. Her entire body has to get going again. If it doesn't hit her in the back, she's thrown out at the plate.
Boy, and that's huge too for the freshman out in left for what has been the best Arizona defense in history, the #3 fielding percentage in the country, the fewest errors they've ever had in a single season.
But that is the 6th error already in this postseason.
Yes. So Jenna Johnson delivers with the base hit. That'll bring up KB Sides. She had a huge 3-run triple, clearing the bases in game 1 of their Supers win over Kentucky. Tide got here by winning their regional, which included beating the ACC regular season champion Clemson Tigers. And then a familiar foe in the Supers as they took care of Kentucky to advance. The other thing that Pat Murphy was looking forward to today was how would his team respond being back on the road. The 18-game winning streak included 15 home games in a row, so they have not been away from home since their Georgia series the first week of May. Sides gets a hold of one. Back goes Mioño, catches it on the track. 2 down.
What a catch. After the error, I was watching her out in the outfield. She was down. Look at this jump. Her reaction. This ball's hit right over your head. One of the hardest balls to read is the one hit right at you. She gets the perfect jump, the warning track, the wall, making this on the run, especially after the error. Huge for Arizona.
Brings up Savannah Woodard, the sophomore from Warrior, Alabama.
I go back to that at bat, Kaylee Tao. After they walk Hemphill, we will see that throughout this tournament as long as Alabama is playing. Kaylee Tao, 11 pitches to earn that walk, to get on base runners in scoring position, to then score a run. It was a difference maker so far in this inning.
Batting .306 during their win streak with 15 runs batted in. In the 5 NCAA tournament games, has struggled a bit to put the ball in play. 5 strikeouts in their 5 games. She's got a couple on base. Woo! Side retired, but Alabama jumps on front. 1-0 tied through 1.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Well, through the years, when you think of the Women's College World Series, you can't help but think of Arizona and Mike Candrea. They have been here so often, and they were the team that really captured the hearts of America in the early 90s, that when things started getting televised, they were here and capturing all of those viewers. You know, there is a rumor that Coach may not coach after this year, that this could be the last, but he has said that I just want it all about our team tonight. I want us to be proud and perform at the very highest level without distraction. But I can't help but notice there are a lot of very famous alum here in the stands. We believe those players are here to honor him in case this is his last time. And what a time it's been. Coach Patrick Murphy of Alabama, who is his opponent tonight, said, if you ask 50 coaches in this profession about Mike Candrea, they would all say what a wonderful man he is. He's got that good of a reputation. And just for us covering him, some of my favorite coach isms: teach patience, be where your feet are, rely on your team. It's not always about me. He has been such a winner for this sport.
Lessons for a lot of us around not only college softball, but of course Team USA, and a winner of a gold medal, and or coaching, I should say, a gold medal winning team and a silver medal winning team. He's so excited that the Olympics are coming back this summer.
Holly touched on the impact of the game, Pat Murphy. It's so cool to talk to coaches and you just hear the what's been handed down. And one of the things that Pat Murphy had talked about when he first started coaching is, I want to be like Mike. And it was right when the Michael Jordan Nike commercial had come out, and he's like, I want to be like Mike Candrea. And you'll see his lineup, his team, very similar to what Arizona has done historically. A lot of short gamers, got power in the middle.
Came up in the late 80s when UCLA was the dominant force, so they had a three-peat. Kelly Inoue Perez, the head coach of the Bruins, they're here. She was a part of those three teams. She was thrilled that we reminded her that Candrea in Arizona actually ended her career in her senior year, Arizona's first championship. But more than anything, Mike's thrilled about the growth of the game and seeing the big crowds here, the upper deck now. Probably not as thrilled about seeing Deja Mulipola go down swinging against Montana Fouts. This is what got it all started, guys. Their regional final victory in what would appear to be the final game for Coach in front of the fans at Hillenbrand, and the ceremonial give the guy that final ball, that final out, and hugs all around for the Cats. 3 strikeouts in a row here for Fouts, and here's Charlize Palacios.
There's been a lot of emotions, and that image of the last game ball, home field, a lot of tears, a lot of crying. Talked to players yesterday. Everyone's trying to hold it together. And then to see the alums. I mean, as Holly mentioned, I mean, that's pretty cool. Jenny Finch, the biggest name in our sport, coming back to support. But you just think about the legacy. It's not just him as a coach, but then the players that he's influenced. And look at all the Jenny has influenced, all the young girls out there. And she would credit Mike Candrea starting it all.
Yeah, passing the baton continues. You know, I think of all the different coaches throughout the game and all the athletes. There's inspiration, exponential.
We do hope that we'll be able to have Holly talk with Jenny a little bit later on in the ball game. There's the 1-2 to Palacios. Doesn't reach for it. Of course, you've been enjoying the commentary of Jenny Dalton Hill on our set. She'll be with us with tears in her eyes all week. Jenny has thinking about it, and that's how many lives have been touched around the game, around Arizona. She is still the career RBI leader. Allison McCutcheon is still the all-time hits leader in NCAA history. And we talk about the home run chase. They have 5 of the top 7 all-time home run hitters in the history of the sport. 3-2 pitch. Fouts is cooking. 5 in a row, 2 down.
Well, she's cooking on gas using that pitch up in the zone, and look at the way it's late and sharp. So she can throw her rise ball on multiple planes. She'll put it at your eyes, she'll put it at your belt.
I love that look.
Yeah.
Because that just gives you, because you're watching at home and you're like, why do they keep swinging at the ball? It's not in the strike zone. But that look, that cam gives you the deception of the pitch. That's, hey, I'm meaty, I'm right here. Actually, I'm not. I'm out of the zone. It's the late break. By the time your brain needs to tell you to swing, especially against 73 miles an hour, it's before the ball actually breaks. So you have to be able to pick up the spin. One of the hardest things to do, and I love the looks that we can get here at the Women's College World Series. Take you in the batter's box, show you how hard it is.
Well, and the decision, right, how quick. You're basically making that decision of just a couple feet out of the hand. And so at that point, 5 feet out of the hand, it looks like it's going to be at your mid-thigh, at your belt. And then it shows up at 43 feet at the plate, and it's at your eyeballs.
Yeah, you do that to me all the time. Spitting her rise ball. No. Left on left.
Yeah.
Come on.
Career home runs off of Smitty? How many? Do we know? Smitty,
No home
I know
runs.
Smitty knows.
No home runs. I hit a double. I remember a double. Because I literally wanted to sit on second base and hug it and take it home. And I'm done.
2-1 to Alyssa Palomino-Cardozo. Both these teams with a handful of veterans. Handful of folks, this is their last time through, their last chance.
You talk about passing the baton, like Smitty mentioned, one of Montana Fouts' idols is Jenny Finch.
Yeah.
Someone that she's looked up to from a young age, getting her autograph, watching her pitching style. A rise ball very similar.
And now playing in front of her and sending the Cats back to the dugout. 6 outs, 5 of them whiffs from Montana Fouts, 1-0 Bama. Well, 5 of the 8 teams here have won national championships, including Florida State and, of course, 8-time winners Arizona. The Crimson Tide went dancing in the rain in 2012. Oklahoma seeking a 5th national championship. They lost to UCLA in 2019. The Bruins, the first walk-off in the 27 years. And the top 3 seeds, the shocker already this afternoon. Oklahoma falling to James Madison in extra innings. Odyssey Alexander held them to a season-low 3 runs. Kate Gordon hit the game-winning home run. And we've got UCLA and Florida State coming up next. Enjoying a little Arizona, Alabama as we move to the bottom of the second. Tide got one in the first. It is 7-8-9 to face Hannah Bowen. Maddie Morgan, one of the seniors, in the starting lineup. Right back to Bowen. 1 down. If you weren't with us this afternoon, here's what you missed. The first time in the World Series. All right, go ahead and pull off one of the biggest upsets we've ever seen here. It's the 2nd time in history that an unseeded team has beaten a 1 seed on opening day.
Kate Gordon getting the last out, so perfect. She had hit the go-ahead home run. You know, I'm going to admit it, and I love every team here, but I had tears in my eyes seeing a team like JMU do what they did against all odds. All of us here, I don't think would ever have seen number 1 Oklahoma getting beat by James Madison, and just getting to know these players. It's literally parity at its best.
Odyssey Alexander, that rise ball at the top of the zone, just off-speed pitch, is so in control.
Yep. So what amounts to our first game tomorrow, essentially a quarterfinal, a winner's bracket matchup, will be Oklahoma State and James Madison. The winner of that is into the semifinals on Sunday. Our 2 winners tonight will also be back to play tomorrow night for a spot in the semis. The significance, even though it's opening day, it's almost like a must-win, because it's only happened 3 times in nearly 40 years that a team has lost on Thursday and come back to win the title. second strikeout for Bowen, 2 down. Well, the Women's College World Series continues with the championship finals. Monday night game 1, 7 Eastern on ESPN. It's best 2 out of 3. For more info, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 NCAA championships. It is the 16th season of the championship series. And the #1 seed has only won 5 times. Been pretty wide open over the years. Here's the 9-hitter, Alyssa Brown, out of Eclectic, Alabama. Grad student, has been in the starting lineup now for 4 years out in center. Three multi-hit games in their 5 so far in the NCAA tournament. She's been dynamite. One-two from Bowen. Pulls it to the right side. Scooped up by Scoopin and got her on the tag. Quick work in the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 Alabama lead. And Montana Fouts has seen 6 and has struck out 5. Quick work so far of the Cats with the bats.
Montana Fouts with 20 double-digit strikeout games this year, 14 against ranked teams. Why? Because she can move the ball through the zone, a rise ball that doesn't just go up, it goes up and out. It will chase you out of the zone. And oh, the velo, over 70 miles an hour, the rotation, the way that ball shows up and breaks late and sharp. One of the reasons why Montana Fouts is one of the best in the game.
Set an SEC tournament record for both a single game and the entire tournament with her strikeouts. Janelle Mionio grounded out, the first batter of the night for Arizona. The 5 since have all struck out, and here's 7, 8, 9 coming around. Carly Scoopin, the freshman from right in Tucson. Arizona Prep Player of the Year.
Montana Fouts, the way that she throws the ball, the way you just showed that, Smitty, reminds me so much of Justin Verlander, except better. She throws it harder when you look at the distance and lives at the top of the zone. Verlander, what he's known so well, that 4-seam fastball that he gets that swing through. But her fastball, her rise ball is equivalent to almost 100 miles an hour with even more vertical movement that you'll see from anybody in Major League Baseball.
Ohtani. Yeah. Here's the 1-2. Scooping overmatch there. Let's send it down to Holly Rowe.
Well, Alabama pitcher Montana Fouts grew up being very obsessed with Jenny Finch. She saw herself in her. She would watch videos, cassette tapes to try to get better. Once drove from Kentucky to New York just to go to a camp that Jenny Finch was putting on with her dad. And she's never pitched live in front of Jenny Finch, and I didn't want to tell her and freak her out tonight, but Jenny Finch is sitting here right in the stands about 200 feet away from Montana Fouts. I wondered if she knew, she might just be dying, because it's been her idol her entire life, and you see so many similarities in how she pitches, her stature, her release. I just think it's a really cool moment, and I'm dying to tell her, but I will show great discipline and not do it.
Do it.
I will not.
She's in a zone. Well, especially because Jenny's on the other side.
That's right. Jenny might try and throw her off. Is that what you're saying? Oh, she's been such a good role model for so many youngsters. Winner of the 2001 National Championship at Arizona, going 32-0. I think her daughter's with her.
Paisley. Oh, that's the best. She's actually coaching her travel team. They've got a tournament this weekend, and she's flying in just for the game to support this team. And Coach Candrea, little Paisley, taking a nap on the lap.
In for a strike to Malia Martinez. And the other reason One of the other reasons for her success is right there, and the relationship that she has with Bailey Hemphill, who wasn't planning on being the starting catcher this year, but they needed her. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. They've had to shuffle people around, and Bailey has been an amazing presence behind the plate.
It was interesting talking with Bailey, too, because she actually said she thought that catching was helping her offensive game, helping her game in general. She was playing first base, and she was the second game of the series catcher, but this year, full-time catching. Likes that she's involved on every single pitch.
Yeah, she's definitely improved in every way of her game. She talked about just understanding pitching, because you do. You have to know your pitcher, understand what makes it work, read hitters, and it makes you so much better in the box.
That one popped out of her glove, but she'll make the play down to first. And the strikeout train keeps rolling down the tracks.
Fouts going down with the drop ball, pops off the bottom half of the glove. So after showing up in the eyes with the rise, Fouts says, hey, I can also go downstairs too, but Hemphill picks it up. Throws out Martinez at first on the drop third strike.
7 straight strikeouts for Montana Fouts. It's the number 9 hitter, Isabella Dayton, trying to drop one down.
Well, that's where you're at right now. I know it's just first time through the order, but it's really just try to square up. Right there, Dayton trying to even just bunt the ball, because there's been 0 contact. All the strikeouts have been swinging.
When she's been efficient. Not a lot of, really no benevolent balls from Montana Fouts today. She's throwing strikes early and often.
Well, I think as they come second time through the order, number 9 hitter right now is to get ahead early with her, getting those swings in early, because once she's 0-2, this is when she goes out of the zone.
Straight strikeouts for Montana Fouts. 1-0 Alabama, and we'll chat with Jenny Finch on the other side.
It's hard to believe it's been 20 years since the dominant performance by Jenny Finch in the circle to win a national championship right here in Oklahoma City. But here is the Wildcat great sitting in the stands supporting her team. And Jenny, I know that a lot of alumni sprung into action to be here to support Coach Candrea. Why was that so important for you?
He means so much to us. He means so much to the game. I'm getting emotional just sitting here. It's so happy. We're so happy to see him back in Oklahoma City, where he belongs. And we love this team. We love being a Wildcat, and he's like a second father to all of us.
I know that a lot of the players have talked about the impact he's had on their life. What is something that he's done for you that lives to this day?
Just the standard of excellence, and I think just pouring into us daily that we're so much more than just a softball player. And he truly is there always for us, whatever we need, when we need it. And I couldn't be more proud to be a Wildcat and to have been able to play under him and be part of the Wildcat tradition and family.
There's so many alum here sprinkled throughout this section sitting here with you. What is it like for all of you to be here as a sisterhood?
It's everything. It's so great to be back here in Oklahoma City, seeing Coach. Just so excited for this team, and especially after the year that we had. We're ready, we were anxious, and then we couldn't be more proud to be back in Oklahoma City. And you know, the tradition, 36 years of coaching, so many lives he's touched. We're just so grateful to be a part of it.
Thank you so much. It's so nice to talk to you, and it's wonderful that you all came here and sprang into action. One moment, Jess is going to ask you something.
Jenny, looking back on that 2001 highlight when you won the national championship, jumping up and down, I remember those memories. What brings you back when you look at this field and the memories that you have?
You know, it's such a special place, and to see the growth of our game, and to see now back here with my daughter, it's totally full circle, and just so thankful for the opportunity and to see the platform now that these young women have, and how many young girls are dreaming about playing here one day. And just, you know, it's such a blessing just to be able to play here, not only as Wildcat and then back with Team USA for World Cup many years. So many treasured memories here in Oklahoma City on this field.
If you had any message to Coach Candrea, knowing that this could be his last time being here, what would it be?
We're just so thankful for who he is and what he's done, and you know, just he's done everything the right way, and we love him so dearly, and so we're just so thankful for the man that he is.
Bailey Hemphill down the line and gone. Home run, Alabama.
Bailey Hemphill, when you talk with her about what she's looking for, what is she trying to hit, she always thinks, I'm going to smoke the middle. She is trying to drive the ball back up the middle, but she says, I have yet to do it. She is a pull hitter and takes a pitch on the inside corner and barrels it up and sends it down the left field line. Look at the way this ball just leaves the park. Great rotation. Patrick Murphy says she has a very complete swing and unslumpable swing. She has been outstanding this year. 63rd career home run for Bailey Hemphill.
The grad student out of Lafayette, Louisiana, adding to the school home run mark, a first-team All-America again this year. That's her second home run of the NCAA tournament, and a 2-0 Alabama lead. And passing on some advice. Opposite field for Kaylee Tao.
Smitty, you mentioned the inside pitch for Hemphill. This was a pitch that she would always roll over and hit for a foul ball. Look how close her hands stay to her body to get the power there. Before she would get around it, she would get jammed. It's one of the hardest things as a hitter when you recognize in to not fly and get out of town and try to hit it. She's so much more confident in herself, and that's why she can hit that pitch and crush it to left field.
So quick, right? Her hands, just no extra movement, doesn't leave her body.
And she trusts them.
Yes, absolutely. Short to, long through, just so quick and short to contact. Such a pretty efficient swing.
She has scored both runs tonight for Alabama. In the first and now here in the third. And it's Janet Johnson who singled back in the first. The ball was bobbled out in left field by Janelle Mionyo, and that allowed Bailey to come in to score. It's a decision we've seen over the years here at the Women's College World Series with, you know, the big hitters. The Stacey Newman comes to mind, Lauren Chamberlain. You know, even players that have come in here with a hot bat, how do you work them? How do you pitch to them? Do you put them on?
I think a pretty clear message was sent that you shouldn't be pitching to Bailey Hemphill. Because it wasn't even a mistake pitch. I mean, you want to get in the kitchen there, and she crushed it.
Well, Bailey can sit, change, and she sees pitches really well, and that's why she's hard to pitch around. You think, all right, I'm going to go outside, I'm going to go off speed, I'm going to try to come back under her hands with effective velocity, and just, she smokes the middle.
Without ever hitting it up the middle.
Exactly.
She did indeed. Talked with Pat Murphy early in her career about how she wanted to help Alabama get on the big stage, craved moments like tonight, wanted to be a part of history and add to their championship total. There are a lot of similarities between this team and that 2012 club. We'll hear from Coach Murphy coming up. one of those similarities was the combination of power and speed, with Brown and Mack running the bases, with Bailey Hemphill and Kaylee Tao, the big swingers reminiscent of Kayla Bro and Jen Fenton. And Kayla Hunt, Amanda Locke, the speed and the power on the Dancing in the Rain club. That team had a lot of seniors, so does this one.
Yes.
Led by Bailey Hemphill.
Only 2 sophomores in this lineup. Everyone else a senior.
Shooting for the gap. Meonio's going to chase it down out in right center, left center, excuse me. With Bailey Hemphill. Getting a charge into it.
She's one of the best for a reason. Career leader in Alabama. She puts another one on the board. 2-zip tied.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with Alabama coach Patrick Murphy. And coach, Bailey Hemphill has accounted for 2 runs here tonight. First, the slide into home plate. What do you think when you see her barreling down the line?
Well, I was going to stop her at first, and then the left fielder dropped it out of her hand. I was like, well, what the hell? Let's take a chance. And then I think it hit her in the left leg. So sometimes you get lucky.
She's also really learned how to see the ball well. What do you think about how she's picking up that spin?
She has the best hand-eye coordination probably of anybody we've ever had here. Kelly Kretschmann right there, Hayley McClenny right there. But, you know, when she only strikes out twice in SEC play against some of the best pitchers in the country, that's saying something.
Well, thank you so much, Coach.
Great to see you, Holly. It's like a family reunion.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Holly and Coach Murphy. The family is back together here at the Women's College World Series. We've expanded the family. 12,500, the new capacity with the upper decks here at Hall of Fame Stadium.
It's a heck of a party, Beth.
And we are just getting underway. Opening day at the Women's College World Series, double elimination. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The championship series is best 2 out of 3. That gets underway Monday. James Madison shocking the world this afternoon. They upset Oklahoma. They will face Oklahoma State tomorrow in a winner's bracket matchup. Winner of this one will face the winner of our final game coming up next, UCLA and Florida State.
This is where I'm curious now that we're back at the top of the lineup. Second time through the order, we saw the rise ball flat out dominate this Arizona lineup. First time through, adjustments early for Meonio staying off that pitch. The takes.
First time through the lineup, 8 strikeouts. 9 batters faced for Montana Fouts. Meonio was the only one that put it in play. Taking the 3-0. Just the second 3-ball count on a batter tonight for Fouts. Stephanie Van Brakel, the pitching coach, the former All-American at Alabama, sending in the singles. Meonio, base hit, chopping it over the head of Maddie Morgan at third. Got NBA action coming your way tomorrow night with a Game 6 on ESPN. The visitors have taken every game in the series. Dallas a winner with a big night from Luka Doncic last night. So we'll have Game 6 for you. Clippers and Dallas. NBA Countdown starts our coverage tomorrow at 8 Eastern. Clippers must win to stay alive. Woo. So Meonio changes things up with her second at-bat. Let's see if Caranco can do the same. Struck out on a rise ball. Morgan Only play is to first, and Caraco safe as Tao could not corral it.
And they just called her out of the box. It was called by the second base umpire.
Yeah, you can see the first base umpire saying you were out of the batter's box when she made contact with the ball. Oh, no doubt.
Yep.
And that means the runner will have to go back to first base as well.
And so the second base umpire can call this as well from home plate. Think about how hard that is to make that call on a pitch on the outside corner. So that's why the umpire at second base, over this postseason, we've actually seen it more, especially with a 4 umpiring crew.
Tony Garrick making the right call. That's some eyes too, but that's how obvious it was. She was out of the box, and that hurts. It's a big break for Arizona to get the error. Runners at first and second. Now you're back at first with 1 out.
So that's huge. Instead of 2 on with nobody out and a runner in scoring position, it's Jessie Harper with 1 on and 1 out. Mionio back over at first base. Fifth-year player out of Stevenson Ranch, California. Comes from a tremendously athletic family. Mom Danielle, Dad Jim, her sister McKenna. Growing up, that's what it was all about, playing sports. Mike Candrea says her work ethic is unmatched. Chase there at 72 miles an hour.
She got 3 of those. Her last at bat struck out, missing it by about 1.5 feet, and it's the deception. I mean, Jessie Harper has seen that pitch lower in the zone for a strike that she can hit, but right now she is not going to see one in the strike zone as long as she chases that up and out of the zone.
More of the same, got a piece of it. Let's see if she can work Montana a little bit more. In her first strikeout, she saw just 4 pitches.
It would be a mistake to throw anything in the strike zone. Best hitter in this lineup, and she is chasing.
Clark steps on the bag, fires the first, double play. Finally a hit for Arizona, and it is immediately erased.
Taylor Clark taking this ball, touch the bag, throw to first, 6-3, double play.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series presented by Capital One. Here with Arizona coach Mike Candrea. And coach, it looked like your batters made some adjustments there, laying off the rise ball a little bit. What can they do better with that?
I mean, that's what we need to do. I mean, if we're swinging at that pitch all night, it's going to be a long night. You know, Montana's a good pitcher, and the other thing is swinging early in the count. You know, I think we're just taking too many pitches, too many good pitches, and then allowing her to elevate the ball.
I saw Alyssa Denham run out to the bullpen.
Yeah.
You were having a little meeting with Taryn Moa. What do you do here?
Well, we're just, you know, we take it 1 inning at a time right now. You know, it's Bo's competing like crazy, and, you know, we've got Denham warmed up, so if we need to, we're going to make a switch.
Awesome. Thank you, coach.
Yep, you bet.
Thank you, Holly. Hannah Bowen back out there for the bottom of the 4th. And there is Alyssa Denham out in the bullpen. 5th-year righty from Alvin, Texas, 18-8 on the season. Both clubs have used a pitching staff pretty much throughout the year. The emergence of Montana Fouts second half of the season has been spectacular for Alabama. And they've got the 2-0 lead here. Bailey Hemphill has scored twice, one of those on a solo home run. Six, 7, 8 for the Tide. There's Savannah Woodard. Woodard struck out on the low rise her first time up. Here's the 0-2. Kate Gordon, a big home run ball, decided our first game. Cheyenne Factor, the big home run ball for Oklahoma State, deciding the second game. JMU and OK State winners today. Oklahoma and Georgia fall into the losers bracket. They will square off on Saturday at noon. Another quadruple header coming up Saturday, all elimination games. Winners bracket Friday night, tomorrow night. Woodard got under it, lifts it out Mionyo's direction. In foul territory, 1 down. Still got one more game to go tonight. UCLA.
Yes.
The club can't hold them, so they're continuing the fun on the bus. They get set for Florida State. A little more placid in their arrival for the Seminoles. They are your last two national champions. Noles in 2018, Bruins 19. And pulling that one out to right for the base hit is Maddie Morgan. Here's how things stand. JMU stunning Oklahoma in extra innings. And we followed that up with another one-run affair. Oklahoma State over Georgia. UCLA, I think the anticipation would be that we would see Rachel Garcia in the circle.
No doubt.
She was the most outstanding player in the 2019 World Series. Kat Grill is on to pinch run here for Morgan, who can re-enter.
Now batting shortstop number 9, Taylor Clark.
Taylor Clark struck out in the second. One of the issues for Bama this year, injuries at the shortstop position. Taylor Clark started out the year as the 4th stringer and was called to duty midway through the year after injuries to Bailey Dowling and Claire Jenkins. And the two middle infielders, the two youngsters, have not committed an error in this postseason. They've been terrific. Clark thrown out at first, 2 down, but pushes Grill over to second.
Unusual choice with 1 out to bunt the runner over. It's usually because you're at the bottom of this lineup. The trust more in getting the runner in scoring position for the slapper, which is why I think Pat Murphy might be making a change. Alyssa Brown, who is due up, is all short game. So if you're going to sacrifice bunt with 1 out to get to 2 outs, you want someone that can drive in that runner at second.
Seeing possibilities here. Could be Lexi Kilfoyle, could be Kyra Lockhart, could be KJ Haney. It looks like it will be KJ Haney. Her 10th at-bat of the season. So if you've followed Alabama over the years, you know that Murph has paid off a hunch a time or two, and perhaps one here with Haney. They'll go with the swinger instead of the slapper, trying to drive in Grill. Freshman, the biggest at-bat of her career. 0 for 1 in the NCAA tournament. Pitch count about to hit 70, Michelle.
Yeah, a lot of times pinch hitters will come out and be super aggressive, swing at pitches early. I like that Haney has worked herself to a leverage count at 2-1. Takes a good cut at a good pitch.
Encouragement from Alexis Mack there in the background of the on-deck circle, top of the order. 2-2 from Bowen. Goes opposite Dayton. Fighting the sun, makes the catch. One left on. 4 innings complete. 2-zip, Alabama.
Oh, here it go. Okay. Worship me. Worship me.
The 8 strikeouts for Montana. Fouts, a home run ball for Bailey. And Alabama leads Arizona 2-0 as we head to the 5th. Opening round action of our double elimination format. Winners games tomorrow, elimination games all day Saturday, semifinals on Sunday. The Champ Series opens on Monday night. And it's Deja Mulipola who will head out from the World Series at its conclusion and rejoin the U.S. national team in preparations for the Olympics in Tokyo in July. One of 3 collegians. The other 2 will be in action later tonight. Bubba Nichols and Rachel Garcia of UCLA. Deja is the 5th American Olympian, joining Jenny Finch, Lovey Jung, Caitlin Lowe, and Leah O'Brien.
She could be the first of any American Olympian to win a national championship and a gold medal in the same year. That's never been done before.
That'd be a good summer right there.
Every Olympic year, the college athletes have always redshirted. So even though the teams that they came from won national championships, they were not playing on them, which is what would have been the case last year for Deja, Bubba, and Rachel. All of them redshirting last year until the Olympics got postponed.
And the Olympic team decided they could come back and play their collegiate seasons. She has now struck out twice, facing Montana Fouts, who had a tryout for that Olympic team. And you guys have been around, Smitty. I think they call on some folks to help prepare the U.S. Fouts could be one of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Always be thrown against the team, get them ready before they go over to Tokyo. Why? Because it's this rise ball that just explodes through the upper half of the zone. Good rotation on that.
Number 9 on the night already as Fouts is pitching the 1-hit shutout. Charlize Palacios, who gets her pregame scouting report from her big sister and her dad. The whole family runs through it together. Her sister Sasha will be playing for Mexico in the Olympics this summer.
Mexico's going to have a heck of a team. We got both the Romero sisters.
Yep. Danielle O'Toole, who's a alumni.
Yeah. Taylor McQuillan.
Yep. Good arms for Arizona alum. What do you think for Team USA? Montana Fouts, possibly 2028. LA, Odyssey Alexander, possibly. All these young guns.
I put her on my team. Are you kidding me?
Got her to chase. 21st double-digit strikeout performance of the season.
Well, she just continues to use all of her pitches. It's the rise ball, but look at the way that she's going to move this ball, a curveball on the outer half. Really good rotation. I love the way she swings her arm back up across her body to get that late sharp break.
8 straight games with 10K. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Patrick Murphy told me this summer he was sitting in his office and he saw Montana Fouts go to the weight room on a time that they weren't scheduled to lift, and he wondered what she was doing. He found out later she was meeting with their strength coach because she has set a goal for herself this season to hit 70 in the first innings and 70 in the last inning. She wanted to keep her velo up, her miles per hour, and she's been able to do that. We are seeing a very strong athlete in the circle right now. She's been lifting. She said, I didn't lift much in high school, but I've really been lifting since I got to Alabama, and I think you see that. She looks strong fit, and that velo is high. Keep me honest on the gun, but is she hitting 70s?
Ooh, yeah, absolutely she is, Holly. And she's also not afraid to tweak her mechanics as well. She's constantly working on making sure her leg stride is explosive, her hip angle is correct, that arm, that she's got a great arm circle so that arm whips through slot. So she's releasing that ball with all that explosion out of the hand.
And to me, that's the deadly pitch. It's actually the strike. Because we see all the strikeouts come on the pitches out of the zone. Now that is planted into the head of the hitter. Look, anything in this zone could be a strike, and then she deceptively moves it out of the zone.
Called strike 3. Third time tonight she has struck out the side.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Montana Fouts getting it done. The third time this game she struck out the side.
Well, the game plan from Arizona for the best hitter in the SEC, away and off the plate, try to get her to chase. She was patient, spitting on those pitches, no thank you. And the first time that they finally tried to even think about coming low and inside, everything else away that she takes off the plate, doesn't swing at anything. And when they come low and in, see ya. Bailey Hemphill, that is patience, perfect. Because you look at all the pitches that she took to get there, did not chase, got the pitch that she could slug out of here, and she did just that. 63 home runs, ranks 5th in the SEC. She's gonna get her walks, and she's gonna get her long balls.
Walked and scored in the first. Hit the solo home run in the third. And the top of the order will get its first look at the new pitcher, Alyssa Denham, her 31st appearance of the season. Enjoyed a terrific season. Her best at Arizona. Started out at Louisiana in the Sun Belt. Moved on to the Pac-12 competition, a third-team All-American this year. Had a couple of no-hitters on the resume coming in. Hannah Bowen working through 4 innings as the starter tonight for the Cats. It was the one miscue to Bailey Hemphill, and then the error out in left field, leading to that first run of the inning. Slapped foul. Alexis Mack is the grad student from Brecksville, Ohio. Has a hit in 12 of her last 13. She has scored in 12 of the last 13 games for Alabama. Can't ask for much more from your leadoff. I suppose a 13th run in the 13th game, but let's not get crazy.
Alexis Mack, one of the best leadoff hitters in the country because of her understanding of the defense, where she can place the ball.
I thought this was interesting too, Jess, talking to Patrick Murphy. It's not only the player behind Bailey that protects her
in front,
but it's just as much as the player in front of her to try and turn those solo home runs into 2-run bombs.
Well, Matt gets on first base. Do you walk Hemphill to put your fast runner on second? No. I think they called Mack out for being out of the batter's box also. A pattern that we've seen throughout the postseason, this getting called at least once a game.
And that'll bring up Bailey Hemphill. So each side has had a 2U in the scorebook. So all year long, we play with 3 umpires around the bases. We add a 4th during the postseason, and that is the umpire out at second base. They often have a much better view of the plate area than the home plate umpire, who can be blocked by the catcher and batter a little bit. And so in the postseason, we have seen it called a lot more. And now here is the power-hitting Bailey Hemphill.
Well, and just like teams have scouting reports, umpires have scouting reports. They watch film. They're able to see who are the batters that are out of the batter's box. So it's not a surprise. They are looking at feet. Bailey Hemphill, we talk about patience. Watch patience in this. Look at her hands be able to wait. She trusts them so much. Why? Because they're quick. She keeps them so close to her body. We're talking about maybe 5 inches. You saw the handle of the bat from her belly button. That's how she gets around on a pitch that comes inside. I'm telling you, that is the difference of Bailey Hemphill when she was a good hitter to a great hitter. She used to foul that pitch off, roll it over, and hit it down the third baseline. Now she hits it out of the park consistently.
Right down the line inside the left field foul pole, and bobbled and caught out in center by Palomino Cardoza with the assist from Harper.
First of all, a great job of Jessie Harper just to get to this. I mean, the amount of ground she had to cover. She doesn't hit that with the tip of her glove. This ball does not get caught by Palomino Cardoza. Both of them having to come a long way because Cardoza's so deep. The respect for Hemphill. I mean, you couldn't do that again if you tried. Alyssa Denham fired her up.
What is that, a pop 6-8?
I wrote down an F/6/8, yeah. But okay, so is it a P to the shortstop, or is, since she's out in center, is it an F? That's
a good discussion.
F6 assist, according to Christy Cornwell. Still 2-0 Bama. Good one cooking tonight at the World Series.
2 alums watching their teams play. They're not talking right now. Let's get a little heated. Jenny, Arizona Bats, what's up?
They've got to adjust to that Montana Fouts rise ball. 11 strikeouts is not going to cut it.
Or, they don't. Whatever.
Beth, Michelle, Jess, we're trying to keep it civil, but it's not working out.
We were hoping for a throwdown out there on the set. Looking forward to hearing from our trio out there. And look at the bird's eye view they've got. The newly renovated Hall of Fame Stadium. Our night of champions. All 4 of our teams in action have hung championship banners over the years. 8 of them for Arizona. Coming up next, 12-time and defending champion UCLA taking on Florida State as Mike Candrea looks on from the third base coach's box. Former second baseman from his playing days at Central Arizona. Started out as a baseball coach. And in 1981 made the move to softball. Arrived at the University of Arizona in 1986. Within 3 years they were at the World Series. Within 5 years they were national champions.
He credits George Young, the AD at the time at Central Arizona, for switching over to softball. Look at all the wins.
A lot of firsts.
World Series titles, appearances. And he was a baseball guy all the way. And then he was told by George Young, I think softball is your game. You could do a lot for this program. And he did at Central Arizona. Arizona switched over to the University of Arizona. And it's hard to imagine him ever not being in the game.
Yeah.
I feel like I got the best of both worlds, being able to play at Stanford, but then playing for him for 10 years on the national team. And one of the best.
2-2 to Carly Scupin. Strikeout number 12 for Montana Fouts. 1 down. She has struck out 4 in a row.
When we talk about the movement, the velocity, but it's the location. She has painted the corner, the edges of the plate. She's run the ball from the zone out, and so she is chasing Arizona hitters big time through that strike zone.
She has absolutely decimated this lineup from the 4-hitter down. All strikeouts 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 batters. Here's Malia Martinez in that 8th spot. Closing the book on George Young, since Mike loves to hear us talk about other influences on him and the lives he's touched. George Young was an Olympic bronze medalist in the steeplechase in 1968. And Candrea himself dreamed, boy, wouldn't that be neat to be a part of the Olympics? And sure enough, a couple decades later he was, following in George's footsteps. Strikeout number 13.
The ball is just exploding out of Montana Fouts' hand. She's striking out these really good Arizona hitters on 3 pitches. This one's a drop, but look at the location of it, the corner, the rotation over the top. So this ball is going down, and look how quick it's going to get in.
But look at where it's at as a strike. And again, she's showing all of her pitches as strikes that end up as balls as they cross home plate to get the miss.
Single game record, by the way, at the World Series belongs to Kat Osterman. In 2006, the Texas All-American struck out 18 Arizona State Sun Devils. 13 right now for Montana. Isabella Dayton.
And your mentality has to be to get on top, but then also recognize the pitches you can't get on top of.
Yeah.
And all of them, I'd say 90% of the pitches that we've seen from Montana Fouts are in the upper third of the zone or out. So you know what's coming. They can be strikes, they cannot, but you have to absolutely think about the top half of the softball. And most likely you'll end up either underneath or the middle.
Another 2-strike pitch. She struck out the side in the 2nd, did it again in the 3rd. And now the same 2 groups. She got them all in the 5th, looking to strike out the side again in the 6th.
That is a great take. And this is where now, if you're making small adjustments, it's the little things, it's that. You're not swinging at the pitch that is starting at the top of the strike zone, ending up out of the zone, you're taking it. Now you got a full count. Montana Fouts will still probably come up in the zone. You have to be able to recognize the difference between ball and strike.
Sliced foul. 1 base runner so far tonight for the Cats. That was Nelly Mioño with the single in the 4th. She is on deck with the top of the order. In fact, she is one of just 2 that have put the ball in play against Fouts tonight. 4th time Montana Fouts has struck out the side tonight. The count is up to 14. 2-0 Bama.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to the NCAA Women's College World Series, presented by Capital One. Gorgeous night here in Oklahoma City. Opening night of the 39th Women's College World Series. 2 games complete. The shocker earlier today, just the 2nd unseeded team to ever win an opening round matchup. They took down the top seed Oklahoma, sent the Sooners into the losers bracket. And for the Pokes, even better than that, they followed that up with a win over Georgia. The Cheyenne Factor, a 2-run home run. as they held on to beat the Dogs 3-2. Beth Mullins, Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith, Holly Rowe as the sun sets. So good to be back after missing out on the tournament last year. Fans back in the stands. Alyssa Denham, the relief pitcher, trying to keep things close. And she retires Jenna Johnson, 1 down. It's 4-5-6 here for Alabama. It's been the arm of Montana Fouts with 14 strikeouts. It's been the bat of Bailey Hemphill and the legs. A walk and a run scored, a solo home run. And her backside, actually, she used that to block the throw coming in from left field as she slid into home.
She does it all.
Does it all.
SEC Player of the Year.
All the time.
SEC Player of the Year, Pro Pitcher of the Year.
It drew some blood. They had to put a bandage on her leg for the good of the cause.
Arizona pitching has done their job too. I mean, 4 hits, 2 runs. You go up against a team like Alabama, they've done their part. They just have not been able to get any production against Montana Fouts.
It's one of the more remarkable pitching performances we've seen. I mean, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 batters have all struck out twice. The whole bottom of the scorecard, K's.
Like you said, only 2 players making contact.
And a strikeout for Denham, 2 down. Here comes Savannah Woodard.
Now batting second base, number 23, Savannah Woodard.
So important to win your opener at the World Series. Only 3 times in history has a team lost on opening day and come back to win the championship. You got a 7% chance of winning the title if you lose on Thursday. That's the bad news. The good news is Florida State just did it 2 years ago.
That's right.
So there you go.
Well, and how did they do it? They hit the long ball, right? So they had a lot of power in that lineup, and Megan King for the lefty dealing.
Terrific story of redemption. She had been here before, got knocked around pretty good, and was money the next time she came here to the World Series.
Well, it is always about experience, too. Learning to pitch in this environment, to not go into that circle and be afraid. Yeah.
Are you admitting to getting roughed up a time or 2 out there, Michelle? Over the years?
Every pitcher has had their day.
Now, I don't know if Taryn Mowat did.
No, that's right.
That legendary
definitely not
2007 national championship. Over 1,000 pitches.
Yeah.
That changeup was lethal to Tennessee.
You knew it was coming, and you still couldn't hit it.
And they won 5 elimination games in 5 days to win one of their 8 national championships.
Toe-to-toe against Monica Abbott. Wow. The greatest to ever pitch. And I love how she did it. It's almost like the short game of the offense instead of the power. Monica Abbott bringing the velocity, Taryn Mowat, just the movement and off speed.
And that will drop in for a base hit for Savannah Woodard down the left field line. Maddie Morgan pulled a single down the right field line her last time up. It's the 3rd time through for the bottom of the order, but the relief pitcher Denham came in the last inning. So their first look at Alyssa.
Well, one thing this Alabama offense does very well is they stack stuff together, whether or not it's walks or a single, pass the bat. .315 batting average. Only 37 home runs on the year, so not a lot of power, but they get it done. The power shows up when they do need it with Bailey Hemphill, but it's the other ways that they have the ability to score.
During the streak, they're hitting .332. They have 4 players better than .400. Morgan gets a hold of one, and that will find the gap out of left center. Murphy is waving in the runner, and Alabama will add one with Woodard touching home.
And that's what Alabama does. They connect the dots. They pass the bat. Maddie Morgan is going to get a pitch, a rise ball that is elevated, and she just drives it the opposite way. And with the speed of Woodard on first base, 2 outs, of course, Patrick Murphy easily going to wave her around. A big insurance run on the board, and Maddie Morgan always brings the energy for the Tide.
It's fired up.
Senior out of Linwood, Washington. Her 14th RBI of the win streak for the Tide. And now has hit in 12 of her last 15 games. She drove in big runs in both games at the Super Regionals. And the Tide will go to the bench for the second time. It's Abby Dorr, the sophomore from Eugene, Oregon.
And both those hits, Woodard and Morgan, on 1-2 counts when Denham was ahead.
First pitch swinging.
Catch.
Good
Fair
snag.
man. I love seeing all the fans. One of the first times we've seen it full capacity. This kind of capacity.
The
Jump
elevation,
up.
the extension.
Is this a one hand? No. Oh. Break it down. Oh, that's the best part right there. You make a little girl's day. I'm going with Daddy. Look at his daughter right next to him. The reach. He had to factor in the seats, the fans. He knew where he was at in the stadium.
That is launched. Abby Dorr. Gone. 2-run shot. The riverboat gambler Patrick Murphy picks another winner out of his pinch hitter hat. 5-0 Tide.
The least amount of home runs in this entire tournament. The Alabama Crimson Tide only having 37 coming in. Patrick Murphy knowing his team, the moments, bringing in Abby Dorr to come in. Huge insurance runs.
Well, just her second home run of the year. And she was hitting I think a .132 coming into that. I love it. Look at Murphy.
We've seen him do that.
Yep.
He can pick a pinch hitter.
Especially in OKC.
Oh, yeah. The current pride of Marist High School out in Eugene, followed in the footsteps of our very own Caleb Rowe from the Pacific Northwest to T-Town. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She's trying not to cheer out there when she's got a Wildcat sitting right next to her. Yeah, the Eugene, Oregon to Tuscaloosa, Alabama pipeline.
Alyssa Brown trying to lay it out. Caraco's got it. Side retired. 3 more in. And the big swing, the pinch hit homer.
Abby Dorr getting it done. Second home run of the year. The pinch hit, 2-run shot. Bama, they're excited. Montana Fouts has been spinning a gem. The rise ball explosive at the top of the zone. The way she gets under the pitch, that backward rotation, it gets in your eyes and then disappears. 14 strikeouts for Montana Fouts, the majority of them that rise ball, getting in your eyes and just exploding. Such great ability to layer that pitch. And look at the breakdown, all up in the zone, a couple with the drop and the curve.
Best rise ball in the game today?
One of them, yeah. Keely Richard for Virginia Tech has been outstanding. Different velocity level, but yeah, at 70 miles an hour, Montana Fouts has the best.
Odyssey was throwing some good ones today.
Yes, agreed. Odyssey does it a little different because she mixes speeds as well, and that makes that 70 miles an hour look more explosive.
Janelle Mionio, top of the lineup. Holly Rowe reminding us during the commercial break that not too long ago in the regionals, it was a 6-run deficit that Arizona was facing against Ole Miss. They rallied to win that game, to win the regional. And then they actually upset the SEC regular season co-champs Arkansas last week to get back to the Women's College World Series for the 24th time. A little different situation, though, with Montana Fouts and her 14 strikeouts. Heeding the advice of Bailey Hemphill, who told us this week, it's just every once in a while, she'll yell out a "spin it, Skeeter! Spin it! Spin it, Skeeter!" She's been doing it today.
And then she gets an eye roll and a chuckle from her pitcher. But it's a good reminder, when you throw that hard and you're that amped, I mean, Smitty, you've talked about it, even pitchers who don't throw hard tend to throw even harder here because of the adrenaline. So it's a reminder of remember your spin, remember why you're here. Yeah, you can throw it hard, but it's that rise ball, the spin.
1-2. And to your point, Jess, at 72, 3 miles an hour, it's easy to throw through your spin. And so that's the little keys with that Bailey goes out and gives her, like, you know, remember to really rip that ball out, burn it off your fingertips when you're throwing that pitch.
Patrick Murphy raves about their selflessness, and any of the accolades that come their way are secondary to a W. Great lesson, too, for youngsters. To those of us in the media, it's always great to drop some names of your mom and dad, your coaches, your teammates, whenever people ask you about your own accolades and efforts. Goes a long way with the rest of the Tide, who know how special a season these two are having. And Montana and Bailey, when you talk to them, are quick to bring up the names of their teammates.
Montana Fouts talking about watching Jackie Trina back in 2012. The alums before her even wore this uniform on this stage.
It's funny you should mention Jackie Trina, because we've been talking about the similarities between the 2012 national champs and this year's Crimson Tide. How about this? Strikingly similar numbers. Actually, Fouts' ERA and K per 7 a little bit better. The opponent's batting average dead on.
Exactly. Look how many games though Jackie Trina pitched.
She 45
compared to 28.
Threw some innings. She was the MOP here. Grounded to short. Clark got her. Got more on Montana Fouts right now with Holly Rowe.
Well, you guys were talking about her being a great teammate, and Patrick Murphy told us a really sweet story. His mother, who lives in Iowa, fell and had an injury. I think she broke her arm. And one day, his sister sent him a picture of his mom with flowers from Team 25, and he was like, wait a minute, who sent those flowers? Well, of course it was Montana Fouts, but she's such a great teammate. She didn't want to take all the credit. He said, I don't even know how she got my mom's address, but she made sure that we knew it was from the team.
Yeah. All the teams that get here tend to have stories about the chemistry that they have built up over the season, and especially during the pandemic year, the players had to go, out of their way to try and get together, whether it was Zooms, whether it was, socially distanced workouts, and trying to find that family atmosphere was a lot tougher for most teams this year. And the ones that are here have done that. 13th trip for the Tide. I'm not sure if Bama fans have seen a performance much like this one in the circle. The winner of this will face the winner of UCLA Florida State. They are on deck, the Bruins. They won the championship in 2019. They were the #1 ranked team in the country last year when the season ended. They are the 2 seed this time through. Karanko was called out her last time up for making contact, stepping out of the batter's box. Down to their final 2 outs here in the top of the 7th to try and get something done. Or they would fall into the loser's bracket where you would have to win twice on Saturday and twice on Sunday to get to the Champ Series. Could not hold on. Strikeout number 15 for Fouts.
Fouts going downstairs. Karanko fouling off a couple pitches up in the zone. So Fouts goes down in the zone with the drop ball, and Karanko just enough of a wave at it for the strikeout.
Final out, and it's Jesse Harper. Struck out and hit into a double play. 72 miles per hour, so like Holly reported earlier, heater early and heaters late. Not just the 15 strikeouts, by the way, but the 0 walks. Yep. And a chance to come in under 100 pitches. Very efficient.
Puts herself in a good position, should they win, to come back tomorrow night, potentially.
And a final strike. Jesse Harper lays into one, and that is gone. Career home run number 92 as she moves into the 2nd spot all time. Tied with former Wildcat Katiana Mauga.
And this is with 2 strikes. She struck out her first at bat, hit into a double play. It's a rise ball that just stays right at the top of the strike zone. We've seen Fouts with 2 strikes a lot of time get that pitch out of the zone. And Harper, I mean, it got out in probably 2.5 seconds. That's how hard she hit it.
Yeah, Jess, to your point, that was a 1-2 count and a rise ball that just was not up enough, and that's what Harper just can tattoo.
And there it is, 3 shy of the all-time record held by Lauren Chamberlain. 5 of the top 7 in history have all worn Arizona uniforms. And now Deja Mulipolo will try and keep it going. Out of play. Again, they are down to their final strike. And Alabama wins its opening game at the Women's College World Series 5-1 over Arizona. They will be back tomorrow night for a winner's bracket game. And Arizona will try and keep their season alive on Saturday afternoon. Time now for our Capital One rewarding performance. And it should come as no surprise, it's Montana Fouts.
Just explosive all evening long. That rise ball at the top of the zone, getting in the eyes of some of the best hitters, the best home run hitters in the game. Just looking really good, Jess.
One of the best performances we've seen here in Oklahoma City because Arizona can hit. And she completely shut them down. Harper had the 1 home run, and now Holly Rowe gets a chance to talk to her.
Montana Fouts, a career high in strikeouts for you tonight. What was so effective and efficient with your rise ball and your mentality?
I think we were just thinking attack them. I mean, we know that that they can hit, and I think they're a great team. Just knowing that we just got to spin it. Just because I know that they're looking to score runs, so they're looking to swing.
I know that you grew up idolizing Jenny Finch. What would you think if I told you she was sitting in the stands watching you pitch tonight?
I'd be a little bit of a fangirl, I'm not going to lie. Hey, Jenny.
I know that tonight is more important to get the win and stay in the winner's bracket. How important was it that your bats showed up to really give you some good run support?
Yeah, you know, they've just been doing it all season long. They're having my back on the defense. They're scoring the runs, and I think it just gives us confidence going in just because they have a great pitching staff. So I think that's going to keep us rolling.
You give up the home run late. How did you come right back and get the strikeout?
Yeah, I mean, she took advantage of my mistake. She's a great hitter, you know, you can't leave them there. But I think it was just you don't want to leave the inning going too long. And I think trust my defense. If they hit into them, they're going to catch it.
Thank you, Montana.
Thanks, Holly. Roll Tide.
Well, and that was Holly Rowe and Montana Fouts. A quick shake of the hand and a hug for a tremendous competitor, Mike Candrea. And rumors around town and throughout the Alabama alums that this would be the swan song for Coach Candrea. And it would be win or go home on Saturday as they are now into the elimination round. James Madison, Oklahoma State, and Alabama. The 3 winners thus far. Bailey Hemphill with the long ball. Still to come, UCLA and Florida State. We got our 7 innings live studio to get you through. Courtney Lyle, Caleb Rowe, Jenny Dalton Hill. Take it away.